Well, yes, you heard the thumbnail correctly, and probably, I mean, any big brands or any big organizations, when we talk about the business, when we talk about the strategy or the actionables, or even for that matter, when it comes to taking your small businesses way ahead equally as well. So, I mean, irrespective of the size of business, every time what really defines the core of any business is one of my favorite topic, which is culture, right? And like we always do know that culture eats the breakfast of the strategy. So that's how it is over here as well equally. So I mean, I will going to share you some of the very fundamental and true facts of business, whether you accept it or not. And I'm being very straightforward on the ground to share you all those facts, so that you can understand and relate back to your environment and see that where are those fine-tuning gaps and why is it that even after ages of where you have the complete ownership in your business, it is still not taken to the next level. Because in end of the day, when we talk about business, it's all about people, right? And people is all about culture, because that makes the fundamentals right. So I'll deep down all the core facts and strategies over here. But just to give you a brief, you have to stay till the end, because till the end I'm also going to share some of the big highlights and bonanzas, gifts, so basis which you will be able to get the best out of it. And this video, make sure that you watch it again and again, up and down, so that you should be able to get the best out of it equally as well. Hi, my name is Avik Sah. Avik Sah, the business coach and a consultant, strategist equally as well. And I'm on this journey of building better business, better life for business owners like you, wherein it is all to take your business to the next level to make it sustainable and scalable equally as well, right? After all, building almost more than 4 businesses, I mean, going through a deep dive kind of learning journey curve, and going through a strong learning curve, it has allowed me to surrender to all of my best to the best global mentors, which has allowed me to take this mission way ahead and make it make that impact to the environment, right? So hear me out, because I'll be actually coding and cracking down all the entrepreneurial journey, which is almost more than 15-16 years plus, which takes care of my corporate journey along with my business journey equally as well, right? So so just make sure that you listen to the L till the end of the video, and you stay tuned and connected, so that you get the best out of it. And there are some gifts lying to you as well to get it towards the end of the video. So yes, I mean, how the way that I was sharing the fact that when it comes to driving the deep culture down, what it really makes a difference is, first of all, it is always a combination of relationship and results within the team, right? Isn't it? We always say that it is always a combination of relationship and results. So my question comes back to you, that like, what is the relation? What is the how do you maintain that balance in the environment? So is it that even if the team is completely result oriented and there is no relationship with the team, or is it that there is too much of relationship but there is no results happening within the team, right? So it cannot be any of them. So it has to be a sync of both of them, and that's how things gets aligned, right? So you just have to ensure that how you can maintain this perfect balance, so that there is always a correct tempo happening, or tempo in the environment when it comes to a complete balance of culture, I mean, a relationship and account business or results equally as well, right? And in order to get into that level, what really matters, the next step or the next level is you have to define that culture, and that the best way to define the culture is sit with your team across functions, across departments, across verticals, and list out all those situations which will actually help you to understand that what are the doables or the not doables, or in other words, what are our way or what are not our way in terms of addressing those complex situations in the environment, right? And this can be done across departments, across functions, across units, and depending on the size of your business. Even if you're a small business, I mean, even if you're there with few employees, it can still be run across and take the inputs accordingly and run it accordingly equally as well. So when you define, the culture, based, or you note down those pointers and basis the fact that what is working out best and what is not working out best, in terms of relationship and in terms of delivering results. So what are those barriers which is hindering relationship? So things like sarcasm, things like conflicts communication, things like not being transparent on communication, things like judgmental approach and backbiting. So you will get a lot of responses from your team only. You'll keep start getting teams. So you will understand, okay, so probably you can decode those responses in a better words and put those come up with the strong value system which will define your culture. So this list will have to be prepared both for the relationship aspect. So what are those things which is getting compromised to deliver the right relationship, and what are those things also in the environment which is because of which the results are getting now compromised. So when you get both the list, that's how you are able to define your culture and come up with those strong value system which will help to define the team culture. Now, what happens in most of the situation, I mean, considering the fact that being in the environment and industry for a long time, I've seen like people are more in terms of a sophisticated language, and they are just into those superficial level of treating their environment and employees, where they bring some external consultant and they try to define their culture with the help of the person who has no clue of the environment, even whatever it is going on. So it actually doesn't work that way, right? I mean, when you put your own people in group and you try to get those answers, the buying answers from your team itself, so that the first buying happens from your team only, that, okay, I think now that we are able to define our way of defining the culture in terms of relationships and delivering results, we should stick to it. And it is not an imposed suggestions or ideas for that matter, right? I hope you're getting me what I'm trying to say, right? And with this, what happened, you actually, enforce your team into a very, very scientific way of group intelligence or group consciousness, that so-called we call it as, and by which, you get some amazing responses basis which you will be able to define those moments, right? Once you're able to do that, so this is somewhere the brainstorming starts, and this is somewhere the brainstorming of different suggestions, ideas comes up in the situation, from where we are able to understand and define, okay, so these are the ways by which our relationship will not be compromised, and these are the ways by which our results delivering our results will not be compromised. When you are able to do that, that sets the tone of the brand, that sets the tone of the culture effectiveness, and that's a complete buying from your team members. So you are equally relevant on the ground, that yes, this is a complete buying and they're reliable, they are buying as well to execute in the environment equally as well. Yeah. So that's how it defines the third step equally as well. And once you're able to define that, then probably the next step is just design it, take those printouts of what is doable and what is not doable basis situations in terms of relationships and delivering results, and just print them in various different departments and walls of your environment within the organization. The last step, but not the least, is the most critical step where most of the leaders or business owners miss out on these grounds, which is essentially to ensure that they are missing on these facts or in this grounds, which is just to ensure that once you're able to define them and paste them in the walls of your environment, review them, reaffirm them, and realign your team equally as well. What I mean by that, so constantly dipstick your team, constantly go on the floor and see that is it getting aligned. Constantly bring those situation discussions in your team meetings, in your briefing meetings equally as well. So don't just talk numbers and agenda put up on the file and talking numbers on the meetings. You must ensure that there's a special topic aligned in the agenda of the briefing as well, which has all to do with culture enforcement. And that all happens with all the situations that you have been observing throughout the day, right? So with which client, how the team was responding, how they're responding within the environment, how most important, how they're responding within each other. So all that brings those sharper edges. And this is a constant activity where you not only bring those situations and debrief them in your teammate meetings and realign them, but you also ensure that you keep on updating your culture frameworks. What I mean by that is, if you find something new in terms of doables, something new which is not doables, I mean, in terms of our, our way or not our way, like we discussed before, whether it is in terms of relationship or delivering results. So you immediately add that in your list equally as well. Yeah. And with that, we ensure that the list also keeps on updated, and it is equally aligned when it comes to situations and toughness equally as well. So that's how you keep getting aligning as well. And last but not the least, you must ensure that you recognize your immediate leaders who are building those environments, who are building those cultures. So if you recognize some of the top players who are already demonstrating such top behaviors within the environment, so by recognizing those, that becomes the tone of the environment, and everyone starts reciprocating accordingly. Remember one thing, it's always how you reciprocate. Your vibrations or your audience will also reciprocate in the same manner. If you reciprocate it wrong, your audience will not reciprocate. In other words, you have to be the walk the talk of your business. As a leader, as a business owner, if you are not firmly aligned with your culture, and if you're not congruent with your culture, you say something on front and you do something at the back, it will not going to happen. So just make sure that you are completely aligned with yourself in terms of whatever you're trying to demonstrate in your environment, and you're trying to ensure that your team has a buying to it, and they demonstrate it equally as well. And that's how it all goes, when it comes to the overall alignment and the overall experience part equally as well. So that's the whole purpose, and that's the whole whole definition. So just to summarize, it is all to do with educating the team right, which is the step number one in terms of relationship and results. Then it is also to ensure that, yes, you have to ensure that you list out all the situations, what is working out our way or not working out our way, both in terms of relationship and delivering results. So this has to be a kind of a buying from the team across departments, across functions. And definitely the next thing which comes is the brainstorming part, which has more to do with exploring different options, which is completely comes from the team itself. And yes, the next thing which comes on the ground has more to do with is once you're able to take that, then you ensure that you design and paste those in the walls of the environment. And last but not the least is to ensure that you reaffirm, you realign, and you review and realign equally as well, and do build your models by recognizing them equally in the environment. Once you're able to do that, this will take a different ball game altogether, right? And I mean, this is always the base. I mean, if you're not working on your culture, it will not going to happen. Even if you have the finest of the finest strategies, it will not going to happen. It is just killing the time. That's how I can say, and it will not going to make a difference overall. So the whole purpose is to ensure that you got enough clarity out of it, and watch this video again and again. So and make sure that you go ahead and apply it equally in your environment equally as well. I would definitely like to hear out from your end, what was the biggest takeaway that you learned from this culture environment video that I mentioned, from this particular video? And what are some of those topics that you would like to understand or like to get more insights from business angle, which you can apply. So you can comment, you can share your comment in the drop down below as a business owner or as a small business owner. I would love to share business insights on those topics equally as well, way forward, helping you to addressing your immediate burning desires. I mean, yeah, your burning desires in the environment. And also for way forward such power pack videos, make sure that you subscribe and like the channel. That will also give me an inspiration to keep sharing such power pack videos equally as well. And just ensure that when it comes to the effectiveness way ahead as well. So you will find there are 2 links shared drop down below as well. So, to be connected and to ensure that you are equally aligned, I mean, equally connected. And if you want to receive all those power pack insights, or probably if you want to get some quick addressing the solution, so you can book a one-to-one call with me, which would be a completely, a strategy driven call. And I mean, that comes almost in a span of around 5,000 rupees. But since you have stayed till the end, and this is more on the ground that I'm also going to launch some of my events. So you will probably get this one-to-one call absolutely at no cost, but it will be a 30-minute call. Just make sure that you book it in advance, and also do subscribe the channel and add get subscribed to my Facebook links equally, which is given below, so that you continuously receive all this perfect video. With that, Avik signing off here as of now, and look forward for the next video equally as well. Till then, have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.